Jojo Pizza.
Come along, children. Now we're going to have a little music.
Yo, what is good, guys? Welcome back to First Cut Live. This is your weekly show of all the movie news that's been going on this last week. I am here, obviously, with the crew. The finale of the season, of the basketball season, has been upon us. So now, for the final time, our unicorn, our 7-footer, our 3-point shooter, our points in the paint, Miss Sabrina Ramirez. What is up, girl?
Yo, my condolences, Andres. I felt that pain with you just because I know what you were going through with that one. But I'm happy to be here and I'm happy to see you here and smiling on this Wednesday.
Yeah, it took a lot. You know, I went through the 5 stages of griefs in the span of like a couple hours, but I'm here, I'm back. I am now in the rejoicing factor, you know, ascended into heaven, going up to next year. Come. You know, died and born again next year. Also here, our power forward, our MVP, our Mr. LeBron James, our jam in the space, our Space Jam himself, Mr. RB3. What's up, bro?
What's going on? Happy to be here on this happy Thursday. Wednesday afternoon.
What a weird week, man.
Yeah, it has been a weird week. We did see, Sabrina and I saw a movie on Monday. That's why we couldn't be here to do First Cut Live. We're back competing with the World Girls again for their time slot. Hey, make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, they're live right now. They got about 10 times the amount of people we have. So if y'all wanna go in and hit that like button at this exact moment, hit that like button, leave a comment, do whatever you gotta do. Tell people subscribe, retweet our tweets. We're tweeting. I tweeted, Aisha's quote tweeted. I couldn't believe it. I haven't seen him quote tweet in like 6 years, but it's happened.
I don't like it.
And make sure y'all hit that like button and share the show with people because the more likes, the better. So
didn't y'all see the World Girls on Monday when y'all saw that one movie?
Yeah, we saw 2/3 of the World Girls.
No, y'all are competing, man. Look at y'all.
We got to, man. Got to stay competitive.
Yeah, we have a super chat, right? Is that right? I'm seeing one right now.
Sorry, it's playing. God didn't hear it. It's playing. God didn't hear it. So my bad. I'll try to replay it again, but sometimes
Can I read it? If not,
it's still shaky. I mean, we did give a commitment to the people that we were going to read it out loud.
But that's I'd rather read it than skip it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
But if you can get it,
yeah. 2 seconds, man. 2 seconds. We're getting the show started. By the way,
hurry your ass up, bro. No,
people.
I'm getting old. I'm getting M. Night Shyamalan's old.
I see what you
waiting for your ass.
Hey, I don't know if we could talk about it because of embargo, but what a
review will be out tomorrow.
Yeah,
there you go.
Embargo lifts tomorrow.
Interesting.
Yeah, what a weird Wednesday, man. We got 50 people in the chat here. We got the real ones in the chat. Let us know if you're in the chat right now. Give us a shout out. It's tough to pick between us and the World Girls, but anyone who picks us is a real one in our book. So give us a shout out in the chat right now. I'll read out your name in the meantime while RB3 tries to get this super chat up.
Was going to see Space Jam tomorrow, then I found out Snake Eyes comes out Friday.
Yeah, speaking of embargo, shout out to who was that? It was Moramoth Haunts?
Yep.
Shout out to Moramoth Haunts saying that Snake Eyes comes out. Speaking of embargo, I haven't heard anything about Snake Eyes. I didn't even know it was coming out this week. Did y'all know that?
I remember that it was coming out this week because they've had a really, really great marketing campaign, to be honest. So I've been paying attention to that kind of stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I saw that people have been going to screenings like last night and the night before. So it's really, really fresh. Like it's kind of those last minute screenings. I wonder when that lifts up and like why. I guess we're going to see this weekend. But if I had to choose between Snake Eyes and Space Jam to watch in theaters, I'd go Snake Eyes.
I mean, to be honest, I'd go Snake Eyes over just about anything right now, just because I love those kind of movies, just those martial arts movies. It seems like fun. But it's definitely interesting how the embargo seemed to be lifting later and later than usual. Like M. Night Shyamalan's lifting pretty late. Snake Eyes is lifting pretty late.
Yeah.
Space Jam kind of late, but not super late. It got about 5-6 days of reviews. But for the most part, movies that have come out this year have been pretty late embargoed. I think it's because mainly movies are becoming more and more afraid of Rotten Tomato scores and of how that could affect their box office, especially when the box office is so precious nowadays. But yeah, I mean, anyone in the chat right now, as I said before, joining us, if you guys have given us a shout out, let me go through you. Sebi says, hola. Michael Viong says, I'm here for it, already retweeted. Bressy or Breesy says RB3 comes through like always. Yeah, Michael Vong says it's usually a bad side, isn't it? Yeah, it usually means the movie's kind of corny or cheesy, or maybe they just don't expect a lot from the reviewers that they would like it, maybe,
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of sorry, RB3.
Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say I think in the case of there might be a reason there's like, maybe something that they don't want people to get out early or spoil or something like that. So
yeah, but I feel like you can say the same thing about like an Infinity War or like a Marvel movie that has like a major character death, or like a Warner Brothers movie that has
movies have character deaths.
They kind of do though. They do.
Like once or twice every so often. It's so few.
In Infinity War, a lot of people died.
Which
Batman
one? Who actually
died? They come back though.
Who actually died in Infinity War?
In Suicide Squad.
Who died in Infinity War? I'm asking. I'm really asking.
Who died in Suicide Squad besides the homeboy that climbs?
Loki, Gamora, literally everyone at the end of the movie.
But everybody who is coming back and subsequent movies have come back in subsequent movies.
But if saying like that's why people do it, that's kind of not true though. Because then I could just be like, yo, Loki dies in the beginning, Gamora dies in the beginning.
The M. Night Shyamalan one kind of makes sense. Yes. I that's exactly what I was going to say, RB3.
But our review is going to really spoil it though?
Well, like we're going to film a review tonight and I still have no idea if I'm going to go like non-spoiler or spoiler with it, because there's just stuff that could totally taint. I'll talk about whatever's in like the trailer, but it's so easy for stuff to get like leaked out or like different things like that. Like if The Sixth Sense came out in today's world, people would be posting that immediately and nobody would, like it's just really? For that, I do understand the embargo because we were able to tweet like first reactions that we're able to do. And like, that doesn't have to go into like specifics of the plot or anything. But when you're reviewing something, it's kind of hard with a film like Old. I don't know how Snake Eyes is and what's up with that, but it's kind of difficult to like go around those types of things.
But I feel like most people, okay, you're right. There are always going to be bad apples who will want to spoil it. But for like most serious people who have any kind of semblance of like an honor code, they won't be like, yo, this person dies in the end of the movie. Like most people like
I read a Black Widow review that was literally like beat by beat,
like an
all the moments for an actual outlet.
Here's why, because
that's lame.
Actual outlets and actual professional critics don't really care about these Marvel movies in the same way that we do. So they are willing to kind of just go out there and do whatever. Also, we have people who, you know, knowing that the climate is the way it is, they are willing to go out there and do the spoiler reviews like before the movie even comes out, right? There's people who are willing to do that just for the chase the views or whatever. Now I think with like
those people are terrible though.
Yeah, I mean sometimes. I mean I get it. You know, I mean I get it. I don't condone it, but I get it. But I do think, listen, I think with the M. Night situation, it might be a little because of the reviews, but I do genuinely think there is, in M. Night's mind, he probably wants to hold the embargo because of whatever he has planned for people who's actually going to like see the movie. That being said, though, you know, I really, I personally don't mind it. I kind of like having this kind of like weird feel of like, is it going to be good? Is it not going to be good?
Yeah, I kind of like it too. Part of me likes it.
I just know, I know for me, like, I don't know how I'm going to, you're like, Sabrina's like, you don't know if you're going to walk into it like as a spoiler or non-spoiler. I don't know if I'm going to give it a good review or not good review yet so far. I don't know. We're about to film it after this. I have no idea. So that's the part I'm most excited about, figuring out what I think about it, you know?
That's a good point.
Check that out tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, with those kind of like shocking movies, you know, whether they're like thrillers or like horror movies or like kind of like those low budget kind of movies, it's always fun, right? Because you always want, you're right, RB3, you just kind of want to sit on it. You're just like, did I like this? Like, because you're not really sure, because it's more mainly kind of like an uncomfortable kind of movie. But those are the kind of movies that I like, because it kind of makes you think and makes you want to sit on it. So I'm excited to hear you guys' review on that for sure. I know you guys went to that screening. I did not go to that screening, but I will be seeing Snake Eyes this week. Be lookout on that review. Ace review, Snake Eyes. I'm going to be wearing the full suit. Watch me. And by full suit, I mean the Storm Shadow suit.
Hey.
Because that suit is sick. Y'all know what I'm talking about. All white on white.
Okay.
But
I saw Black Widow wear it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be wearing the Florence Pugh, the pews.
Yeah.
The Yelena. But either way, guys, I'm excited to have you guys today, because I want to hear about y'all's week besides old. How have you guys been doing? Because I've been doing. So how have you guys been doing? Low key, bro. Like when you tweeted about the mental health thing, and I think someone tweeted at you and was like, "Yo, stop joking about mental health." I was like, "This ain't no joke."
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't want to say that, but
this ain't no joke.
Yeah,
y'all think this depression is fake? Yeah. This is real ass depression, bro. I really do feel depressed. Like it really is like this weird thing where I kind of connected a lot, and that's my bad. You know, I shouldn't do this, right? You shouldn't connect your, you know, actual expectations in life and your real life connections to like certain things. But I can't lie, bro. Quarantine was tough for me. And what got me through quarantine was these games. And obviously the bubble kind of got me through quarantine last year. And then obviously quarantine this year was these Suns games, and hear about the story of Monty and his resilience of losing his wife in a car accident, and his, you know, standing up for the Black Lives Matter movement, standing up for Black coaches, standing up for more Black empowerment in the NBA when it's like 85% Black coaches in the NBA, I mean, players in the NBA, and there's only 5 Black coaches. And now every head coach that was hired this year for the NBA, and I want to say this with emphasis, RB3, was a Black coach. I mean, talk about, you know, stuff that, yeah, exactly. I wanted that, because I really do feel like that's kind of, but that's what the Suns represent right now. Suns represent a coach who represents that, and who represents that kind of movement within the Black Lives Matter movement in the NBA. And obviously, you know, Latino player like Devin Booker playing in the Phoenix Suns, and, you know, us being the number 2 seed. So, you know, it kind of meant a lot. Me watching it with my family, and, you know, us kind of hugging through it, high-fiving each other, connecting like we haven't connected in the past, remembering about when I was, you know, 13, 14 years old, going to watch the Suns games back when I was a kid. So I really did want a championship. I thought it would have been cool for the city. I thought it would have been cool for Monty after his resilience, would have been cool for these players, Devin Booker, these kind of guys who have a good heart and, you know, really want to try and get this championship. So, you know, it's a bummer. It really is. But I went through the really, really low stages on game 5, which was Saturday. So after this game last night, I went through it, and then I kind of just try to put everything into perspective, which was the Giannis perspective. Because, bro, no, shout out to Giannis. Sabrina, I know you don't know, and I know you're kind of shutting me out right now because you don't want to hear about it. So I apologize. But I to kind of bring you in a little bit, just because you love storytelling and you love movies, check this out. It's kind of like a movie. Giannis Antetokounmpo is a Greek player, Nigerian parents who came to Greece. He moved to Greece, dirt poor, like really, really poor, had to sell stuff on the street, grew up in the rough neighborhoods of Athens.
Selling watches and CDs.
Selling watches, CDs, like freaking candy on the street. Like, kid was poor. Homie was poor. Nigerian parents, came from Africa, had no citizen, had no visa. And literally just some guy was like, hey, you want to play basketball? And he started playing basketball in Greece, moved to the US, went to the NBA draft at 18 years old, as soon as he was eligible. And he straight up like pulled his family out of poverty, pulled his whole community up from Greece, moved to the US and became steadily better and better player. And last night he was the NBA champ, 3-time MVP, 2-time MVP, 3-time finals MVP, you know, Nigerian guy, Greek homie.
All-star MVP.
All-star MVP, like defensive player of the year, 2-time defensive player of the year. Like, homie is an actual movie. Like, he's a walking movie, man, right? Like, straight up, if there's anyone who's going to beat the Suns, I'm happy it's that guy. Like, homie straight up had to learn English. Like,
yeah,
he doesn't know.
Still barely speak it. Like,
he still barely speaks English, man. Like, homie's a straight up like immigrant ass story about resilience, about working your ass off, about being like a tough homie. And if the Suns were going to lose to anyone, I'm so glad it was him and not Anthony Davis. Straight up. If it was Anthony, I would have cried my eyes out, bro. I would have been pissed. I would have been smashing my TV. Anthony Davis is a jerk. But since it's Giannis, man, I'm okay with it. I came to terms with it. And then I saw Space Jam.
Well, I was just gonna say,
so that was my week.
Well, let me, you know, while we're here on the finals, I'm sorry, Sabrina. This is, you know, I know,
but I tried to bring you in.
Absolutely nothing to add.
I tried, girl. I tried to bring you in with like a cool, you know, Giannis. Good feel story.
It's a good story.
Yeah,
it really is. Like, homie, it really is. It really is.
It's a great story. Let no words be missed. It was just Giannis who won the championship.
Bro.
Yeah, it's like,
carried that.
Yeah,
carried that.
Yeah,
straight up. I've never seen, you know, that statue of a guy carrying the planet, and like he's literally hunchback like that. That was Giannis last night. Yeah. Straight up. Homie was carrying. I was incredible. Yeah. 7-footer. Carrying this entire team on his back.
He was, he did it all. 50 points, 14 boards, 5 blocks. That's 2K numbers. That's what I do when I play video games. He did that in real life.
Homie's a video game, bro.
One of the highest performances ever in the finals game. And he, and by the way, I didn't know this, but when he first got to America, he has this like famous tweet from like 2006 where he like first got to America and he's like, oh my gosh, I just got to America and I just tried this amazing thing for the first time. It's called a smoothie. And then now Nike is going to be putting out like a Nike smoothie, like shoe or whatever. Like, I'm super excited about that. That's
Did he like misspell it too?
I was like misspell. Yeah, it was really funny.
I saw the one where he's like, I just had Philly steak, cheese steak. It is delicious, cheese steak. And he's just like doing it. It's like his accent. It's so funny. But like legit, like homie's like that. Like homie was like shocked when he tried like Philly steak, cheese steak and shit like that. Like homie was like true hustler, you know, true from the hood, came up, started from the bottom. So can't hate for sure, man. But you guys, Sabrina, I want to hear about your weekend, man. I think you had a good weekend, right? What'd you do?
Yeah, I mean, like I've been having a good time. I saw RB3 on Saturday. That was a lot of fun. We went to a birthday party. Other than that, I've just been watching a lot of movies. Like I've been like clocking in at like 4 a day.
What'd you
like
see,
last? Oh my God, so much. There was a lot to watch. I was watching Memories of Murder, A Taxi Driver, Joint Security System.
Classics.
Some of like Song King Ho, yeah. So I did that last week. I think I clocked in at like 26 movies over that 7-day period of last week. So now it's a little bit more new releases, of course. Like I saw The Green Knight. I tweeted my first reaction. I can't say anything other than that yet.
I want to see it.
But that... Yeah, it
your
comes
first
out
reaction.
I
want to see your first reaction because I didn't see.
Oh, it. I could tell you right now.
Please.
My number one of the year so far by an absolute mile. David Lowery. A ghost story. We've talked about A Ghost Story. I mean, you brought it back on my radar. I watched it. I loved it.
You know what I feel about A Ghost Story and David Lowery.
And he took so many of his sensibilities from that of making something like bleak, atmospheric, this range of all these like beautiful things. He lended it so perfectly to the story. I'm so excited. I'm going to have my review on Geeks of Color and on this channel as well once that embargo lifts. And another cool thing that happened, I interviewed Dev Patel and Joel Edgerton. So that'll be on Geeks of Color.
Look at you, man. That's a Brit and an Australian. Aussie.
Wait.
Yeah.
That's dope, man. Look at you, all the interviewer type, you know, over here. I was going to say an interviewer name, but I couldn't think of one.
Robert Walters?
Rob Miss all of them I feel like are
Gail
like hot water right now. You know what I'm saying?
Oprah Winfrey? Is Oprah in hot water?
I don't know.
King.
I feel like
Gail
everyone
King
is
her name? Oprah's friend? Gail
Did she
King?
do something?
King. Yeah, it's Gail King.
I feel like everyone did something.
Larry King.
No,
also.
I think she's good. She's good.
Larry King's good. R.I.P.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's really cool.
No,
I'm
Gail,
happy for you.
Gail, we ain't cool with, man. We ain't cool with Gail.
Right?
What we mean?
I was going to say, she did something.
Yeah,
she did something. I feel like she did something.
Yeah, she did something.
She said something.
It's hard to keep up. I'm
like Miss Katie Couric. I was like, Katie did something too. I don't know what it was.
Oh, who's homie who used to be Regis Philbin? RP to him too. He's a good one. I'm only listening to the dad ones because you can't say nothing bad about the dad. So, you know.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. That's true.
By the way, my week. I was
gonna ask.
I mean, my bad. I didn't mean to cut you off, Sabrina. If you were done.
Oh no, you're good. That's basically that was it.
Okay. I got Meltdown today. We had Meltdown. We had an interview with Trill Williams. He's a Miami Dolphins cornerback. So that was dope. If y'all want to check that out, download the network app immediately. Dang, what else did I do? I feel like something happened on Saturday. We did something on Saturday. Yeah, we did.
Maxim Hot 100 too.
Oh,
we forgot about that.
That was last week. Yeah. I saw y'all's pics. I saw that.
Yeah. Looking fresh, looking fly.
Hey.
Who is?
Well, Dorian and Sabrina, not me. Like,
I was gonna say your name, bro.
Nah.
What are you talking about?
Speak your shit, bro.
What are you talking about?
Nah, I wasn't not compared to those two. I mean, sheesh. But, it was a good time, man. That was a great party. That was an amazing experience.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'll be there next time, man. I'll be on the list, bro. I'll be on the Maxim 100.
Yeah. Come through.
Watch me, bro. Watch me pose a pose. Be a model. But anything else, bro? Anything else on your list before we get to the jamming?
Also, just Saturday, I saw a bunch of Schmodown people for the first time in like a long time. Because I think it was Roxy had her birthday party. So I mean, I know Sabrina, you probably saw more Schmodown people before, but for me, this is my first time. Literally, like since the pandemic, I saw like Winston in real life, Kate, like Mark Ellis even. Yeah, Mark in real life. I haven't seen him since like the beginning. Literally everybody there, except for the World Girls. I've seen them because we did like World Girl stuff. But yeah, it was really, really dope seeing those friends again, seeing those people again, man. Mm-hmm. It was good being back in the
It was community. A lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a good time.
That's awesome, man. I'm gonna be out in LA back again in a couple weeks or a week. We'll see. So I'm gonna crash all your parties. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna annoy the shit out of you guys in person.
That's right. Come through.
I can't wait to bug the shit out of y'all. And just
I can't wait to film in person again.
Yeah.
Whenever that happens, I can't wait because
I feel like our energy is unmatched together, right, Sabrina?
Literally in person. Yeah. I will never forget being absolutely thrust into this for like the first time, being in between the two of you as like stuff got heated, but like heated in a loving way.
a hothead.
Both of you guys would get so passionate, and that's what I absolutely love. So I loved seeing it in person. I love being involved with it and being like Switzerland. Like I'm like, yay. Both y'all are right in certain ways.
I'm so curious.
Never pick a side.
I wonder if we haven't put out the Fear Street episode yet, which will probably be coming out tomorrow. But I really, really wonder how that would have played in real life. Like if we recorded that in real life, because that would have been hilarious.
That would have been heated.
It would have been different. Yeah, can't lie.
Yeah.
Alrighty, y'all. Let's talk about one of my favorite things, which is box office weekend. This box office weekend featured a massive drop for Black Widow and an spot for Space Jam New Legacy with a 31.7 mil, which is not bad. Not bad at all. I'll definitely I want to get your thoughts on the box office for sure, guys. But I'll kind of put this in measurement. You know, you could kind of look at different sources here and there when it comes to Box Office Mojo, Deadline, Variety, whatever, or Dan Murrell if you want. I know he does a box office show, but you know, it's okay. It's an okay number. It's definitely not like I told you guys 2 weeks ago or a week ago that like 20 mil would have been bad. So 31 mil is about pretty not bad. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't know. What do you think, RB3? You think 31 is pretty good, or
I feel like that's an
awesome?
Incredible number, man. I feel like you was hating from like day one
for like almost $200 million budget.
Well, that's not the movie's fault. That's not the movie's fault. The movie didn't need to be. No,
that's what I'm saying.
It didn't need to be $200 million.
But that's what I'm saying, though. Like, it's a big ass movie, and they were hoping, like, if this wasn't on HBO Max, because I typed out the notes, because Sabrina, you did an amazing job putting up like this little note sheet for us, and I typed out. I said, you know, this is a really good number considering it's also on HBO Max, right? So if it wasn't on HBO Max, we could argue it could have made an extra 50, right? An extra 40, like who knows?
I mean,
see, you're too much with the numbers. You do a little too much.
I was gonna say, we keep talking hypotheticals. We have to work with what we got, and what we got is a successful movie, successful opening weekend, probably better. I mean, look, you literally look. Warner Brothers was calling it at 20 million. You were saying it was gonna flop. I don't think this is flopping numbers at all. I think this is.
I didn't say it was flopping though. I said it was not bad.
No, but you said before, like leading up all these weeks before, you said this movie was gonna flop, bro.
No, I said if it hit 20 mil, that's kind of a flop. Yeah, 20 mil.
Well, also we're like living in. I know we've talked about this so many times, but like it's simultaneously released on HBO Max. It's literally shooting everybody that like worked on this like in the foot. It's like literally a detriment to everything that they want to accomplish in that way in the box office. I still don't consider it. That's why I'm like 30 mil is like a good.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm saying it's a good number considering it's also on HBO Max.
Also, I don't think drop-offs. I think drop-offs are to be expected now going forward, even with something like Black Widow or whatever. I do think that we're going to see so many huge drop-offs. I don't think people have the need to like return and see a movie multiple times, especially because you could get it on Disney Plus. Like there's so many different reasons why I think a lot of these big movies are going to have huge drop-offs.
Well, that's what we said last week, right? Yeah. RB3. I mean, we said that this could take money away from the second week because of Disney Plus. So
yeah, exactly. No, exactly. I mean, listen, I feel like I've been crying from the top of my like lungs that the whole HBO Max simultaneous release was a bad idea from the very beginning, right? Like from the very, very beginning.
We're agreeing. No, absolutely.
I don't rock with you because you didn't feel that way. You thought it was a great decision. You was with it, and then as soon as In the Heist like flopped, then it was a switch. Then a switch came, and that I'm not for. Because now you're saying because
we talk. If we're gonna get into this, bro, we can. But you know, I'll cook you, bro.
All right, come on, let's cook.
You know what?
Because when new information comes out and new information is changing, and we see a new stuff coming out when it comes to the type of numbers we're seeing, it's called being an informed viewer.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
But
I changed my perspective when I saw new stuff come out, and I saw how it was a detriment to a lot of movies, and it was a detriment to these filmmakers who've worked hard on their product. And here I'm saying, I said I was wrong. I said I changed my mind because I got new information. I saw what it did. That's what informed viewers do.
But I'm saying
but from my standpoint as an informed viewer as well, and all of us have had this conversation, and like I love that, you know, each week it changes. Our perspective on everything changes. Yeah. Now we got the Delta variant going around. There still are people who are immunocompromised. Like how crappy would it be if you're really, really excited for a lot of these movies, but you couldn't go to the movie theater to see it because you don't trust everybody around you and all this stuff is happening. That's why I think it's a mixture. I think in terms of box office and for the creators, it sucks. At least we're not going through what we did in like the first few months of 2020, like when we're in the thick of it, when we got no movies besides like little Hulu releases like Big Time Adolescence, different things like that, Palm Springs, stuff like that made sense. But we got no movies. We had nothing to talk about. We had no movie news other than things getting pushed around. At least stuff is coming out. At least someone could be able to see it. If they can't go to a theater, they could see it at their homes. But yes, it's just a crappy situation for the creators and everybody behind these films, because you see these low numbers and it's discouraging. Even something like In the Heights, it's discouraging to see that, but it's like we're not in a situation right now where we can really compare this to any other time in history.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about HBO Max, because I really do feel like it is, you can't ignore the fact that a lot of people probably saw Space Jam: A New Legacy on HBO Max, man. There's no denying it. Like, we don't know, obviously, so I can't say with certainty, but it seems like, based off what we got off the box office, which was 31.7 opening weekend, a lot of people probably saw this on HBO Max as soon as it came out.
Right. But a lot more people saw it in theaters than...
How do you know?
Because Warner Brothers was calling 20. Warner Brothers was calling 20. WB, the studio, was calling 20. You were calling 20.
They do that.
You were
they
calling
do
a
that.
flop. You were straight
I said
calling
flop
a flop
at 20. I said 20 would be a flop.
And
but I'm saying, like, Warner, they just set the bar so low because they don't know how many people are going to choose HBO Max over paying $20 to see it in a theater for 5 kids or 4 kids or however many kids you have, know, versus staying at home and watching it for free if you have an HBO Max subscriber. So that's a huge
Especially
difference.
Something where you don't know what the quality is going to be, since it is so like mixed. And there's just such a interesting conversation around all that kind of stuff on like the risk of spending $20 on so many different people, rather than like if you already have HBO Max,
just watch it
if it ends up being good, it's like it's no risk at that point.
But why do we keep going back to this conversation? We got to celebrate this $30 million number. We got to celebrate the fact that it did well,
100%.
that it overcame the odds, that it did number one. We ain't got to talk about if like who else could have seen it, like who else would have. It made the money. It obviously did well. I mean, it obviously did well enough that Warner Brothers decided to double down and put out that Dune poster the next day and put the HBO Max thing on there. That was crazy to me. That told me, they are really reaffirming this like thing, because I even remember Denis Villeneuve said that he was trying to fight to where Dune could be the only one that wasn't in the HBO Max package or whatever. But yeah, it seems like they're just stepping head and foot into it. So I think they are. I think if anything, that shows, hey, maybe Space Jam did work. Maybe it did make them a good amount of money on HBO Max too.
Work in a hospital, still wear a mask indoors. Can't trust those Sandigens.
Yeah, I still wear a mask too, man. I mean, obviously, again, it depends on what state you are or where you live or what the rules are, what store you're in,
because
or whatever it is.
Our rules are already back.
I see a lot of people without them. Last night there was like 75,000 people in Milwaukee. Literally outside. You saw the finals, RB3. You saw that shot, right?
Oh, yeah.
75,000 people
in like sardines.
In one location, like sardines, like as if it was like the freaking Noah's Ark. Like packed in 75,000. None of them, not one soul wearing a mask.
You said Milwaukee, it's in the Midwest?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was
it's
like,
the Midwest.
Phoenix
We're
won the
resilient
championship.
in the Midwest. What is the Delta variant? I don't know.
I was going to say Phoenix already won the championship because y'all just lost like a third of that. You know, for the Delta variant.
Oh, no.
That's a bad joke. I'm sorry.
Yes.
But I'm saying like that kind of gave me chills. But you know, I'm still doing it. Not everyone has to if they don't want to, but I'm doing it. But yeah, I feel like it is a success based off the circumstances, like you said, Sabrina, based off what we're facing when it comes to like a resurgence, based off people's trepidation off COVID, based off rules in theaters, based off capacity stuff. I don't know how it is right now because I haven't been to too many movies in theaters. And based off, you know, the streaming service effect and how a lot of families might choose to stay indoors and watch this because a lot of families don't want to risk it. Let's face it. But either way, overall, 31.7 mil, it is not bad. That's a pretty good number considering all things. And speaking of which, 31% is also what it got on Rotten Tomatoes, which I think is hysterical. The exact same number it made opening weekend. Opening weekend 31 mil, and then opening weekend 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics are bashing this movie to the point that I think they might be like LeBron haters. I'm at a point now where I'm like, bro, did like some like, you know, Milwaukee fans write these reviews? Like, what is going on? Like, who wrote these reviews? Did like Brooklyn Nets fans write it?
The ones that were going after LeBron,
Jesus.
I thought they were like so disrespectful. It was like, LeBron's the worst actor in the world. It's like, It's not
So was
that
Michael
bad.
Jordan.
I've seen worse performances.
He sucked. Who cares?
Yeah, I don't think people are looking at it through like a neutral I
don't think so either, man. It's kind of weird.
I think part of it though, is because of how self-congratulatory it is towards LeBron. It kind of almost feels like if he didn't act in it, he literally wrote it, directed it, and produced it himself. Like that's what it felt like. And then
there was a couple in there that I was like, all right, Lego.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. He was pinning that script just like Ice Cube was in Straight Outta Compton. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then on top of that,
but so was Michael too.
Well, yeah, it was a little the first Space Jam was a little self-congratulatory to Mike. You're right.
Yes.
It just wasn't as like egregious. And number two, it also wasn't as heavy in the product placement realm. I think that also made a lot of critics mad too. Like I think the whole server verse jumping into mad universes and getting all convoluted with it. I think that made critics mad in a really particular way too. Like in the like subtle like corporatism and film kind of way. Like that's why I kind of took from that too.
Let's do it, man. Let's review this movie, Space Jam: A New Legacy. It came out over the weekend. We all saw it at different times. RB3 saw it in theaters, I believe.
Saw it twice. Saw it in theaters and on HBO Max.
There you go. Sabrina just saw it. I just saw it. I'm definitely gonna get your thoughts. RB3 is already dropping some thoughts, but Sabrina, I want to hear your thoughts because I think I might have the hottest take of all. And I'm gonna come in hot, especially literally hot with the Suns logos running over here. Me, Mr. Basketball fan, Mr. I grew up with Space Jam. But I definitely want to hear your take, Sabrina, because it feels like you have a take. So I'm curious. What is your thoughts on this new Space Jam?
It was just everything RB3 said. So I did not get the opportunity to revisit the original Space Jam, but from all of my memories, it still felt like, maybe that's nostalgia clouding this, but it felt very warm. Like it actually had like good meanings and messages behind it. It wasn't too much. This one I feel like was just cold. Even in the relationship, and this isn't anything on like LeBron. LeBron is incredible in Trainwreck, so I know he can act. Did he play himself in Trainwreck? Yes. But is that still acting? Yes. And it was great. But anyways, going on to Space Jam, I had very, very low expectations about this because I knew that they were going to take this original concept and then spin it on its head, make it like this modernized version. I did have that whole thing of like the whole like Ready Player One, all these different ideas that kind of come to mind. I didn't even like Ready Player One for like a similar reason. Like genuinely, it just didn't stick with me. And I don't know why like critics loved that. And I still thought that that one was stale and that one was cold as well. And I think the point was there, but I don't think they did a good job of like conveying it. And it's the same thing with this Space Jam. It is weird to see the Droogs from A Clockwork Orange and Pennywise and all that stuff. I love Pennywise, but like, do I want to see a kid eater in a kid's film?
An actual demon.
An actual demon.
From like a dark universe. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's like, it just felt very, very, even like the shot where they showed like the Warner Brothers studio like twice in the beginning. And I'm like, why do you have this like huge like pan of like the water tower and everything like that? Like literally just go into the actual studio in like the conference room type of thing. All of that felt like so over the top and like, honestly, just like self-indulgent at that point. And that's what a lot of this was. Was it still like pretty enjoyable? Yeah. Like, I'm not going to lie. I enjoyed it enough to where my expectations were. But do I see how that could completely take out like a lot of people from the movie when they're watching it, when they're literally have this like shot of the Warner Brothers studio multiple times just in the beginning of the film? 100%. I do feel like it lost a lot of like the charm and the heart of what the story could have been if it felt less heavy with all of these different characters that I don't feel like fit in. It's jarring to see that.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. RB3, you saw this movie, like you said, twice. I'm so curious to hear your thoughts, man, because you are the king of the hot takes. You are the Shannon Sharp and the Skip Bayless of First Cut. I am so curious. I know, I'm sorry. Stephen A. Smith off First Cut. So I'm curious to hear your thoughts on this movie, considering you are a Lakers fan, a basketball fan, and a Space Jam fan. I want to hear your thoughts, man. What do you think?
Well, yeah, man, I gotta say, if I would have came in here and reviewed this movie like right after I first saw it, I probably would have like torched it, probably would have ripped it a new one, probably would have like said all these like really, really crazy things. And then I realized that when I saw the movie on Friday evening, it was me and it was a group of my friends, and we were five grown black men walking into a theater full of kids wearing Laker jerseys and Laker hats, full Laker top to toe. And then it made me realize, wait a minute, wait. Maybe I'm not in the right place here. Maybe this isn't made exactly for me. So in considering that, I definitely am a little softer on Space Jam 2 now. I definitely don't hate it as much as I probably think I would, because if I was a 10-year-old, and this is shout out to my man Nate, I really came in on work on Monday because I saw it Friday. I came in on work Monday and I was like going in. I was like, yo, this is crap. And then me and my man Nate, shout out to my man Nate, this other black dude works at the office. He was like fighting me tooth and nail. He wouldn't let me go. And I'll give him that. He wouldn't let me go. Like he held me down. And he said, listen, if you're 10-year-old will watch this scene, watch the stupid Game of Thrones thing, watch the Harry Potter thing, they would have freaked out. They would have lost their mind. And on that level, okay, I do kind of get it. That being said, though, I don't like how we like always diminish these kids movies and always like, if a kid watched it, they'll love it. Yeah, but you can still make a good movie for kids. I mean, Pixar does all the time. All these companies do it all the time. It's possible, Hugo is a good movie for kids. Like, it still works for adults, still works for kids too. I just think that you don't have to marry yourself to being silly, goofy, $200 million of CGI in order for kids to like it. Honestly, I think the parts that most people unanimously agree on loving is like the first hour, the parts where it's like not too crazy. Like, and I think, yeah, if now that's, I definitely like, I see a lot of positives in the movie too. Like, I see like, they were trying to get at a little something like with like LeBron and his son, like learning the lesson about like trying to not play video games and that. I connected with that a little bit because I came from a family who my parents wanted me to be engineers. I wanted to be a filmmaker and I had to like fight tooth and nail with them to be a filmmaker. I get that on that level too, But dang, man, this movie didn't need to be 2 hours. They didn't need to be an hour-long basketball game at the end. The first Space Jam is an hour and 30 minutes long, and I think the reason why, even though it's weird that like LeBron's not that great of an actor, but neither was Jordan. I think the reason why people, for some reason, like rock with Jordan a little bit more, I think with Jordan, he was required to do a little less. Like, there wasn't as much like emotional heavy lifting. Also, it was a lot more personal to his like personal story. Like, the movie literally opens with, by the way, the first hours, the first Space Jam and the first hour of Space Jam 2 are the exact same. I hope people realize that. But it opens with the scene of Mike and his father playing basketball, and then immediately goes to the opening credits, and then it goes to Michael Jordan retiring from basketball to play baseball because that was like his father's dream. And from off the rip, that when you learn, for one, that's his real story. That's like Michael Jordan's real story. And when you learn that like right off the top of the story, it gives it like a really different effect when you watch the first one. Like, because it has that opening scene with the father, then it has that great montage of like, here's all of Mike's accomplishments, and then it goes to him retiring. That's a strong, like, really opening hook. With this one, it's a little more like, oh, here's a random scene that has nothing really to do with like the theme, or I guess it has him playing the video game or whatever. But here's a random scene of him and his mom, and then him and his coach, his middle school coach, literally telling him, "You're the greatest player I ever played with. I can't believe it, LeBron." Oh my gosh. And then it goes to the montage and just goes to LeBron being LeBron. So it doesn't feel like as personal. There isn't like as much at stake. I guess him losing his son is his stake, but it's not even his real son. So I don't know. It was good. I would definitely say it's like a strong 5.5 out of 10 if I had to put it to numbers. But that's still good. Still watchable. If you have kids, if you
5.5.
looking for kids, they have a good time. But it's not good. It's not that great of a movie. You know what I mean?
I said I would come in with the hottest take of all. Yo, I love this movie.
Oh, hey!
I knew
Dan
it.
has donated
I knew you would.
$5. So in the NBA MVP champion and soon to be the new Space Jam. By the way, I will do way better than LeBron. He was a terrible father in this movie, just saying. Go Bucks.
I missed the first part. Who was the MVP?
That was Giannis who sent in that message. Giannis sent in that message.
Yeah. Thank you for watching, Giannis.
Thank you, Giannis.
Yeah, I appreciate that for sure. I loved it. I thought again, I'm so shocked by people who are, again, 47-year-old white dudes being like, yo, this movie sucks. And I'm like, bro, this movie is for 8-year-olds. Chill. Like, my God, RB3, like your homie said, if you had a kid who was like 7, he would be like freaking dancing his ass off. He would be laughing his ass off with Tasmanian Devil and with like all the references to Superman and like, I don't know, Iron Giant or some shit. Like, kids will love this movie regardless. It is a kids movie. It is silly. It is ridiculous. I agree. It is way too long. My God, cut like 20 minutes and you actually have like a fun movie. I just thought the length kind of made me a little bit drag it a little too much. I think I would have loved it a lot more if it was actually shorter. But I had a fun time. I thought it was silly. I thought it was goofy. I don't mind the references. I thought they kind of worked for the characters, considering it's Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck. Like, my God, y'all are acting like it's some sort of like serious shit. It's freaking Daffy Duck, y'all. Like, my God, chill.
This is a real feature that has like a $200 million budget and literally is like the quality of a Disney Channel original movie. It's like a TV movie from the early 2000s. The entire beginning, and the thing is, I'm okay with this movie. I'm not going in on it. I'm just saying it was so much decom energy.
Here's my thing, Lo. I feel like nowadays, yes, we're spoiled with Pixar. Pixar has made us, colored our vision and made us believe that all movies are for adults and for kids, or mainly for adults, but kids will like it too. And it's like, not all kids movies do that. Like, have y'all heard of like, remember we did an entire episode, RB3, on Illumination?
I know.
You know how much money Illumination makes? And all their movies are hot garbage. All of it. I know I bashed it
because this sucks because you literally you spent a whole hour ripping me apart for even thinking about doing an Illumination episode. You got on there and tore me a new one for even thinking about doing that episode.
Here's my thing. This is better than Illumination with the same kind of ideology, where it's like, let's make a movie that's just for kids, F adults. And it's literally just all silliness, all stupidness, like Illumination. Because let's face it, y'all, Minions made like $1.5 billion worldwide. And Minions just has like a bunch of guys going, me. Like, come on, y'all.
It's like, literally
like
horrible.
There's some worse ass movies out there. Like, this is better than Minions, y'all. Come on. And it's one of those things where it's like,
but when you look at a movie like this and you're like, it could be actually like really entertaining and really good. Get rid of that Warner Brothers, like a little bit of that Warner Brothers stuff in the beginning was a little too much. Get rid of some of that. Shorten the length a little bit. Make it easier for kids to even watch, because if it's like
100%,
if it's 2 hours long and it's just the same, like I felt like the game was never ending. The same thing kept happening over and over again.
Maybe it's just because I'm a sucker for basketball. I was like, y'all, more basketball. Give me more.
Also, someone in the chat brought up a really great point about the Looney Tunes and like that appeal to kids, because I honestly don't even really know the Looney Tunes. Like, I think people my age do, but like my parents didn't show me that kind of stuff. I didn't watch it. Yeah. So I don't have an attachment to them and I don't really care.
I think that's a great point, where I feel like this is like an introductory to a lot of kids of who the Looney Tunes even are. But I feel like they address that. Like, even Al G, I know, Don Cheadle. We'll talk about Don Cheadle.
Al G.
But even Don Cheadle is like, y'all, Looney Tunes, who the hell are y'all again? Well, like, even he jokes about it. Like, even he's like self-aware. It's very self-aware as far as like, Looney Tunes, what? Well, who are you guys?
Well, that's
like, I thought that was funny.
And that's what. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but that's what the original. That's what's birthed the original idea of the first Space Jam. It's literally because Warner Brothers in the early 1990s. Looney Tunes was like non-existent. There was no movies.
Exactly.
There was
they were
no
like,
shorts,
what do we do with this?
There's no TV shows. They had syndication, but they had nothing. So then they had an actual commercial with Michael Jordan that they shot. That was just some fun thing that they did. End up testing really, really well. And they literally used the first Space Jam as a relaunching point for the Looney Tunes.
The Looney Tunes.
Yeah. So and in that, it ended up spawning other movies like one of my personal favorites when I was a kid, Looney Tunes Back in Action, 2003. That's also another, which is funny because honestly, Space Jam 2 is honestly very, very similar to Looney Tunes Back in Action. If you watch that one, Looney Tunes Back in Action is very like self-referential. They're literally in meetings with Warner Brothers executives, like the Looney Tunes themselves. But like, I definitely like with Space Jam 2, like I think it's going to introduce a lot of people to Looney Tunes. I also think a little bit of the drawback, it's both. It's a drawback, but also I think intentional by the movie, is that they give you all these other properties. They give you Harry Potter, they give you Game of Thrones, they give you like literally everything else, Mad Max. They give you literally everything else that Warner Brothers is popping with, and they're just like, yeah, this is the foreground right now. This is what you should be caring about. Looney Tunes is cool, but they're going to be in the background. They're going to be live action for the whole last act of this movie. You're going to get everything else that we have to offer. Yeah, you're going to see everything that we have on HBO Max right here on screen for y'all right now.
There was the most random references in the crowd.
Yeah,
like literally like
that.
70s movies.
I hated
the
that.
most random stuff in the background.
I didn't mind it because it wasn't necessarily like referenced, right? Like if Bugs Bunny came out and started eating kids or something, or like was like dressed as a clown, I would have been like, all right.
But the thing is, like, the characters, this budget is astronomical, and the characters literally looked like Party City. So it just looked weird. It just looked like people dressed up in these outfits. It looks like they went down to like Hollywood, like on the Walk of Fame, and they just like picked out like a guy dressed as Robin, and they were like, hey, be in our movie.
It's a background guy. Like, I don't feel like background characters are really going to take me out of a movie. Like a background guy in the crowd is going to take me out.
Pennywise, when there's a Party City Pennywise in the background,
it's not going to take me out.
It's not going to take you out.
When the background, if it's just background, it's not going to take me out. When the background's lit, moving all crazy, and it's supposed to be like 100 different characters, yeah, I am going to look at that. And I do think it's nasty how they have the It Clown, like all the evil bad people behind Algie.
I thought it was hysterical.
It was.
I thought it was funny as hell. I thought it was one of those references where kids don't even have to notice it because kids don't watch those movies. The point is for adults to be like, look at that really
nasty
dark
white
stuff.
face, like,
exactly.
ghost people. Like
also,
that's
kids have the internet.
That's why it's
nowadays.
funny.
Yeah.
Kids have the internet. They are totally aware of who Pennywise is. Like if you're like 9 years old, you know Pennywise.
They're not going to be offended by it. They're not going to be like, yo, I'm offended.
But it just doesn't feel right. It feels like jarring, and it takes me out to see it. And even like the self-awareness that you were talking about earlier, to go back on that, I just found it to be like superficial because they ended up doing exactly what they were making fun of, which is why I thought the message was completely like convoluted on what it's supposed to be, because he's like, this idea is so stupid, blah blah blah, and then this whole movie is based off
again,
that.
a lot
because
of
of the length, I feel like it gets lost.
Does that. Like a lot of meta movies do the whole like we're in the movie, but we're doing the same thing in the superhero movie.
Because
and I'm
like the length of it and all that stuff, I just felt like any self-awareness was kind of gone by that point. By halfway through, I'm like, it's gone now. Like, let's like wrap this up a little bit.
It definitely
and I don't even hate the movie, but I'm just like saying like what
but here's my
maybe
thing.
that they could have done without.
Yeah, that 2 hours was like, oh man, y'all could have cut a lot. You're definitely right, Sabrina. I mean, 2 hours is ridiculous.
And also, if you're a kid and it's your dad, and there's like a bunch of people that are
short span.
But like LeBron's kid in the movie, I understand that you have like Don Cheadle, who's like, oh, like you're so smart, you're so talented, you're doing this, you're doing that. But like you have like the fate of a bunch of people's lives in your hand, your family, all that stuff. Even as a kid, that kid's not like, oh, maybe I'm not going to play basketball against my dad because I don't want my family to be zapped away.
I think it's because he didn't know. I'm pretty sure, like, because I just saw it, and I don't think he ever tells him directly.
I think they announce it.
No.
I think they announced it before he comes on. No, I think Don Cheadle announced it, and
I don't think he was there.
The kid comes,
and then he does his entrance.
Here's also
stupid song.
You
didn't like the soundtrack?
No, terrible soundtrack.
That soundtrack
terrible
was
soundtrack.
Awesome.
Terrible.
I love
and I hate gassing up the original soundtrack because it has.
Give me Lil Tecca.
No.
Give me Lil Wayne. 24K.
No.
Come on, bro.
No. And I hate gassing up the original soundtrack because it has a certain person who we can't mention anymore. But come on, man.
Right at the beginning too.
Yeah,
right at the beginning.
I know it sucks. But
you didn't think the Kirk Franklin with Lil Tecca?
No,
Kirk Franklin with Lil Baby.
Don't add
it was
trash.
Kirk Franklin with Lil Baby. That's the match made in heaven, bro.
As soon as I heard his little auto tune, I was like, get it out. I'm out.
Kirk Franklin with Lil Baby.
The best part of the entire movie, and I'm being so serious, like dead ass right now. I'm not even kidding. The Michael B. Jordan joke was the funniest part of the whole goddamn movie. That was hilarious, and that brought me right back in. I was like, all right, I'm back.
But there's a lot of funny parts. I thought it was hysterical, and I think it can make a lot of sense because a lot of people have said that in the past, especially if you're like, a person who.
I had no idea he was in it. So I thought for a second, Michael Jordan was going to come out and it was like a cameo that they didn't advertise and stuff like that.
I knew it was coming.
I saw that.
I knew it was going to be Michael B. Me too. I did see it a mile away.
I saw it a mile away.
I gave them the benefit of the doubt.
I also really, really hate it because as Ace knows, on Undisputed, Skip Bayless always says LeBron James is not trying to be Michael Jordan. He's trying to be Michael B. Jordan. And don't put that in your movie. Don't put that in your movie because I don't want to see that. I don't even want to see the comparisons. I don't. No. Not just because Skip Bayless. Because
that guy's like
because it's just a dumb cameo. It's like he should have had Michael B. Jordan play a part in the movie. That would have been funny. Like they should have been trying to scout another Michael Jordan and get like a Michael B. Jordan. I didn't want it to be a walk-on cameo. I didn't want it to be.
You just hate Michael B. Jordan.
No.
You gotta get over it, bro. You gotta get over it.
LeBron didn't need to put that in there. LeBron didn't need to put that in there, man.
But here's my thing, y'all. Like I get the whole like. And you guys haven't said it too much, but I know a lot of critics have said the whole WB stuff. Man, this stuff is way too much. They do it so much. Did y'all forget they've done this before with a little movie called Lego Movie with 20,000 freaking Warner Brothers
You're
characters?
You're mentioning a way better movie that does the exact same thing. I didn't even think about that.
It does the same. This isn't the first time they. But you're right, they do it way better. It's way better written because it's Phil Lord and Chris Miller who do it in a way funnier way. But it's still egregious. Like, it's still really damn egregious in the Lego Movie. And it's still really in your face, over the top, insane reference. Green Lantern, Superman, Wonder Woman, freaking Star Wars, freaking all these characters who come at you. And we're all loving it, watching Lego Movie, thinking it's an Oscar movie, saying it's the best movie of the year, and saying Lego Movie should have won the Oscar. And here they do it, and now it's like, y'all, LeBron did it? Oh, y'all, LeBron,
well, even look at like Ralph Breaks the Internet and stuff like that. But that's good. But that's good. Mm-hmm. And actually has like Ready Player substance.
One, we just mentioned that. Like all these movies that critics like, and it's like, y'all hate the references? Y'all sure y'all hate the references?
Well, because when it's references with no substance, it feels disingenuous. Even in like Ralph Breaks the Internet, like you're attached to their characters. There is like messages there and meanings there and different things like that. This one's just like
at the end, but now when they make the reference, it's just for a joke. It's just to be like, hey, look at that guy. It's Pac-Man. Oh, he's talking to the Mortal Kombat guy. Like it's just laugh.
Let me tell you the difference. A
deeper meaning.
No, let me tell you the difference. Let me tell you the difference. The difference is they have the product placement and the brands and the self-awareness at the beginning, and then at the end it comes down to the heart and the emotion
for like
of it.
5 minutes.
I wouldn't even say it's 5 minutes. I say it's like pretty much the last act. I think that's the problem with this movie. I think if it would have been the whole first hour where it was LeBron setup, Looney Tunes LeBron, all the way leading up into the basketball game, I think if it was that and a 30-minute basketball game instead of a 60-minute basketball game, and instead of it being in all these random characters in the background, it just would have been in a basketball arena, I think that would have been a lot better. I think critics would have ate that up a lot more, and I think it would have been a lot.
The runtime
better.
killed it.
So
sure.
I don't think. I do think like it. I think if it was fun, I do think it has self-awareness is fun to a point.
Context is key, Ace.
Yeah, I think self-awareness is fun to a point, but I think when the whole thing is self-awareness nonstop until like, where's the awareness? We need the awareness. Like, it can't be self-awareness if it's not aware.
It's just self. Yeah. It's just literally
it's self-indulgent.
Self-indulgence. Yep.
I don't know, y'all. I think y'all haven't seen Lego Movie in a hot minute. That's a lot of references in Lego Movie.
Also, I'm not like Lego Movie is the best movie of all time.
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying you guys necessarily, but I'm saying like a lot of critics ate that up. Like, look at the Rotten Tomatoes score in Lego Movie and look at the Rotten Tomatoes score for this. Like, bro,
sometimes I think it's just easier. It's easier to kind of like see it in certain situations, and in this one, it was just like right off the bat, we got literally establishing shots of the studio. For what reason? Who cares?
That was a bit much. That. Yeah.
There was like two.
I laughed because I was like, that's a lot, bro. I laughed out loud because I was like, all right, y'all.
They did it twice. And if it was played for jokes, it could be something that was like funny, because they literally did it twice back to back. And I'm just like, why am I seeing this again? Like, it's just like a tourist commercial for like, go to the studio tour at Warner Brothers.
And I did. I went.
I've been, I was there literally just a few weeks ago.
Y'all got me. It definitely is a bit egregious for sure. I'm not denying that at all. I definitely acknowledge that. Like someone said, it's a HBO Max ad, and I was like, yeah, sure, it kind of is. But so were a ton of other movies in the past, and I feel like this one getting like the most like crazy reviews saying it's offensive to like mankind. I was like, all right,
no,
that's a bit much.
It's not that.
It's for 8-year-olds. Like, come on,
worst
guys.
Movies this year.
Yeah, like
Spiral's.
Yeah, like I'll take this over like some other movies that I won't name right now. But it's definitely one of those things where I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. But it's definitely better than some movies that come out this year. And I feel like people have given better reviews to other movies that are like, it's just fun trash movies. And I'm like, then why isn't this a fun trash movie? Like, I don't get it. Which is it, y'all? Like,
because I think it missed a lot of the fun.
Is there other
too much fun
that are come out this year fun though? Like, 11 are just trash. So,
like, is there something that you're thinking of? Like
Godzilla versus King Kong. That's exactly what
I'm not going to say it.
That's fun trash.
It's just trash. It's just trash.
No, that's fun trash. That is the definition, and I'll tell you exactly why. In that one, we're getting these ridiculous characters, and we're getting these two, like with Godzilla versus Kong, we're seeing stuff, and we're like, yeah, they're gonna fight it out. Like, that's amazing. Like the direction, the cinematography, everything just felt so high stakes and so like larger than life. And this, even with the high stakes, it just wasn't fun. There was nothing fun about watching them get like ridiculously dunked on, and then it was like 0 to 1,000, and then we're like, well, they have to come back like to 1,000 points, and then there's the ridiculousness of like the style points and all these different things where it was just too much.
As soon as they said style points, I was like, oh yeah, that's a thing. That's like an actual thing, bro. Like, kids actually do that shit where they're like, I'm serious, like an actual like video game shit. Like, they love style points and like spinning and then getting a headshot and like all that bullshit.
But when you're leading by 1,000 and we know that they're going to win in the end, it's just not fun, because we now are just going to watch them do a montage of how they get past 1,000. And then they're like kids. Neck to neck, and like Don Cheadle like cheats. And Don Cheadle's genuinely really awesome. I'm not even going to lie.
He's great.
So good. He's so good in this. He did everything that he possibly could to like keep himself like menacing, and you genuinely hate him. And I thought it'd be pretty hard to hate Don Cheadle like ever, because I do find him to be very, very charming, but he was evil in this one. And you also have the layer of like, I don't know. I did feel he kind of reminded me of Jamie Foxx in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Somebody else at work brought that up to me.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of reminds me of like, because we see the moments where like he's just himself, and then he gets rejected, and then he gets into this different place, you know? And he's also literally like an algorithm for the studio to see what could possibly be successful and profitable. And that's why it's like, I find his character to be very interesting. I do think this was a very redeemable part of the film.
You know what I thought of, Sabrina? You saw this movie, right? Mitchell and the Robinsons, right?
Mitchell versus the Machines?
That one. Mitchell versus the Machines. It's the same thing. It's the same premise. Yeah. I was like, holy shit, this is the same premise.
But that's good. That's a good movie that has so much heart. This one didn't have the fun and the heart.
It's good. It's definitely good, and it's definitely better than this for sure.
It's definitely better.
But I just feel like it's there's a lot of movies that have come out this year that are just, come on, y'all. Y'all like that, but y'all say this is egregious and awful and offensive, and it's like, come on.
Okay, all right. I guess. Come
on, you guys.
For me,
it's for 7-year-olds and 8-year-olds.
For me, I'll probably say, you brought up the Godzilla versus Kong. I would probably say I like it just as much as I like Space Jam 2. Probably like right on ballpark for me, same amount. And I do like the style points thing, like it is weird. It is stylized. I think that's something kids would eat up, and I think it played to the video to the video game aspect. Like I remember when I played. I don't know if you played this Ace NBA Jam or NBA The Streets.
Talk about Street?
Oh yeah, NBA The Streets. And
Street Volume
you do
Street
all the
Volume 2.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was
behind
cool.
the back pass to the dunk, and bro,
Yeah. So
I used to love that as a kid.
And seeing that was really cool. I just think I think again,
that's
like,
what I'm saying.
I think again, like I think if they would have made, they just needed to make it shorter. They didn't need to be as there needed to be the heart, and the heart was there. And I do applaud again that whole theme of a son, or a kid, or a father wanting their kid to do something, and that kid not wanting to do it, and ultimately that kid ended up going his own path. I think that is a good theme. I do like that theme being presented in that, and that's something I relate to personally. But it wasn't. It got really overclouded with like a bunch of CGI and like a bunch of like weirdness at the end. I really didn't need to see the Clockwork Orange guys. I didn't need to see the It Clown. I don't need to see R-rated properties. I honestly do have a problem with Game of Thrones, like being in this movie, honestly, like, because that stuff is literally violence and sex, and it's literally things 10-year-olds should not be watching. Like, and they don't go to
look at you, RB3 the parrot coming out.
I mean, listen, man, if I'm
my kid should not be watching this.
Is that even a fun Easter egg for kids to see? Like, what kid watches Game of Thrones? Like, genuinely,
probably no kid.
That's why I'm like, why is that in this movie?
But I don't think that necessarily like, drops the movie like 20% for me. Like I was just like,
you can't think like, hey, what would make sense and not be as jarring
funny
for audiences to see, so that they can continue watching this movie and not
I don't
think
think
about
it
the
takes
fact
kids out of
that
the movie,
droogs
though.
are in the background. But
I don't think kids are like, whoa, that's the droogs. I'm offended.
But that's what I'm saying. No. But I'm saying, like, what was the point of having it? Because it doesn't serve anything for the kids. And then for people like us, where we do see it, it does take me personally out. Personally, I do it. I am like, okay, the kids are not going to pick up on this. This is not a fun reference for them. I like A Clockwork Orange. I don't want to see the guys at a basketball game. I don't care about them.
It's definitely dark humor. It definitely is like people like you, Sabrina, you might be like, oh, it took me out. And then there's people like me who like just gets like a weird laugh out of it because I just think it's weird, just really bizarre and dark. But again, I'll just kind of laugh it off, right? I don't necessarily kind of, ponder on it and be like, yo, I'll write an essay on this and be like, yo, why are the droogs here? And, I just kind of just brush it off. I don't necessarily feel like it'll take me out.
There was the nuns from The Devils from 1971 for who literally would genuinely
I don't think anyone even knows that though. Like again, like who knew that was the nun from 19 like I don't know.
No, that's the thing. Like they're just filling up background characters. And by the way, exactly. Again, I think part of it, listen, part of for me, like I remember when Mank came out and there's that scene in Mank when they're like all in the theater and like you can see like all the Hollywood stars from like that era, and like Film Twitter and like Film YouTube had like a really fun 2 days like picking out like exactly who was in the background for each. But to me, like that was cool because A, it was just one scene, and B, it was so like darkly lit, like you had to kind of like pay for it. You had to literally like zoom in and like get in a close look to see what it is. For this, it's like, okay, King Kong's giant in the background. We got Scooby-Doo right here in his van. We got all these like weird, but also too, if half the characters would have been like animated and the other half would have been like live action, maybe that would have helped it out a little bit more. Just seeing all these weird people in costumes, it literally did feel like a Halloween party a little bit. So it's not. I don't see the references as much as the detriment. I see it more as like they didn't stop. At some point they had to stop and they just didn't stop. And that's the problem I have with it. Like, and I'll bump up my 5.5. I'll bump that up to a 6, I'll get it right to the fresh. You know what I mean? But at the same time, like, it needed to stop. It was too much. For the first half, I'm telling you, if the first hour was that first hour and then the second hour or the second half was just 30 minutes of a pure basketball game, mixed in with some video game elements, I didn't need to see AD, CGI. I didn't need to see Spider, You know, I didn't need to see Dame Time do a whole 5-minute sequence where he's doing that whole
Kronos.
thing.
That's my boy, Dame Time. Let's go.
I didn't need to see that. I didn't need it. I liked it, but I didn't need to see it.
With him rapping over his own scene.
Oh no! And also,
I lost it.
That was good.
I was like, Dame is rapping and he's playing basketball at the same time. I love that scene. I thought it was great.
What docked this movie 2 whole points for me? 2 whole points is the Notorious P.I.G. sequence. Oh my god. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
That's egregious.
Here's my thing. When that scene started, because again, I didn't see any of the trailers because a lot of people were like, this was in the trailers. I didn't see it because I try to avoid it.
I didn't see the trailer either.
When the scene started, it actually got me. Like, it actually made me laugh really loud when Daffy Duck was like, oh, we're rapping now? And I actually thought that was kind of funny. But then I was like, oh, no, please don't actually rap. Don't actually do it, though. Like, as a joke, pretend you're going to rap, but then kind of, like, cut to a different scene, right? And then just kept going. And I was like, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
And then they get points at a basketball game for rapping. Like, that's why I thought it was so freaking stupid that they were 1,000 points ahead, and we got to watch them do all this stupid stuff to catch up to that point. That was just too much.
I don't think that's like, that's kind of the whole point. Like, that happens in the first Space Jam too.
It was just funny, you know.
Stupid stuff to get points. Like,
they're not up 1,000 though. Yeah, they were up far, but like 1,000 points. That's where I was just literally sitting there, and I'm like, what does this even make sense? Like, from a writing standpoint, it doesn't.
It's for kids, man. I mean, kids just see that and they're just like, yeah, cool. That's crazy.
But the thing is, you're watching it and you know they're going to make it to that 1,000 points as well. And then the whole process getting to that point just feels like done for literally no reason. If we just had like a normal, like,
I agree.
250 points to like 50 points. And then we're like, okay, let's get to this or whatever. Then we don't need the Notorious P.I.G. Then we don't need all this like other stuff in between that literally just, I think, like drag the movie down. So overall, I mean, if RB3 is going fresh with a 6, I'm going to say a 5. It is not the worst thing I've seen. I thought it could have been actually really good if stuff was just taken out or not done or done better. So yeah, I'll say 5.
But I just feel like one thing I want to, there was someone in the comment section who said this, I forget who it was, but they said, you know, when the first movie came out, kids loved it, adults hated it. You know, people bashed that movie, bro. Space Jam 1996, when it came out, people thought it was terrible. People said Michael Jordan can't act. People said it's self-congratulatory to MJ. He thinks he's the GOAT. He thinks he's the greatest of all time, blah, 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 blah. They said it gave kids a headache. Like, it gave me a headache, and this is dumbing kids down. This is offensive to my family because it's so stupid. And it's like, they said the same thing. Like,
and they were like, we're going to do that, but worse. 2 decades later.
It's the same. It's not worse. It's the same. It's the same thing.
The first half is definitely the same.
It's literally the same movie. Like, it's not supposed to be this big, serious thing. Like, again, like you said, Sabrina, my expectations were so low that I was like, if it's like kind of funny and kind of goofy, sure. Like, that's it. Like, that was my only qualifying factor. I wasn't expecting like, the thing that definitely brought it down a lot for me was definitely the runtime, though. I cannot deny that, my God, like, let's get to this damn finale because holy crap, this thing dragged. But other than that, I thought it was funny. And
How did you guys feel about the actual 2D and 3D animation?
The 2D was great. The 2D is my favorite part. By far my favorite part of the movie, when they're like all 2D and it's like an actual Looney Tunes like cartoon with LeBron in it. That was literally my favorite part of the entire movie. That I could watch that part over and over again. And even as they cut back, like back and forth between the animated and the live action, like the Mad Max thing I thought was funny. The Matrix one I thought was funny. I know people was hating on the Matrix one, but I really like the Matrix one. I like the Matrix one.
It was funny as hell with Speedy Gonzalez being like, oh, fool, look at the bullets, fool. Oh, my sombrero. I was like, bro, this is hysterical. I'm laughing my ass off right now.
Yeah.
Oh, abuelita. We gotta get out of here, abuelita. Like, I was like, bro, this is funny.
The Wonder Woman, literally the exact opening funny scene from '84.
Yes, that was funny. That was hysterical with the score. I was like, yes, this is hysterical.
I thought that was funny. Yeah.
See, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, kids are just gonna look at that.
Yeah, my biggest laugh is the Michael B. Jordan. Like, genuinely, that was the highlight of the film for me. And yeah, I know.
Hey, yo, it's your boy Michael B. Jordan here, and I just had to show my face in every sports movie that's coming out these days. So, hey, yo, they made a Space Jam movie. Oh, Michael Jordan was in it. Oh, yo, they gotta have Michael Jordan back, right? Hey, auntie.
He walks in with his goddamn popcorn. And
I love it.
everything.
And he started doing the Friday Night Lights. I was like, get it? Because he was in Friday Night Lights. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose.
Yeah.
Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. It was funny. And I like how Don Cheadle kept changing into different coaches every time. Did you catch that?
Yeah, I did catch that too. Yeah,
that was funny as hell. The Bill Belichick, the freaking like coach from Texas Tech, throwing the chair, that got me. And then when he was like, "See, son, your dad's leaving you," because that's what he does. Cleveland, Miami, back to Cleveland. Now to the Lakers. Good luck, Lakers.
I was like, good luck, Laker fans. Yeah, I was like, oh, that hurt. That hurt.
Oh, that is funny as hell. See, that's funny. That was a funny line.
That's good, and I got that because of Trainwreck, because literally the conversation with Vader and LeBron.
I got it because I just
they have a similar type of thing where he's just like, "Why don't you ever visit me in Cleveland?" And then Bill Hader's like, "Oh, like I'm really busy with work and stuff." He's like, "Well, when I was in Miami, you would visit me all the time."
Yeah.
That's Miami.
Yeah. You know what's funny?
And he's like, "What's the difference between Miami and Cleveland?"
Yeah.
Nah,
I love it. I thought that was funny. I thought the Superman, I can't lie, when Superman came out, and it's the classic Superman animated series Superman, I was like, bro, I love it. Because I out of all the Superman you could pick, you picked the one I grew up with. That's killer, bro. Killer. I love that reference right there. I thought it was funny. I thought it was fun. It was just a goofy movie for kids.
I loved... I'm sorry, go ahead. No, you go. My bad.
No,
I keep
I like
you
the Goon
off.
Squad. Yeah. I like the Goon Squad. I thought the Goon Squad was fun.
Yeah, I too like the Goon Squad. I like the I didn't love the Goon Squad, honestly. But I did
Taurasi, Phoenix Mercury.
Oh yeah, that's great. It was great seeing them use like WNBA players. I do, yeah. There's definitely I definitely lost my train of thought there, so my bad. But I like the movie. I hope people who don't listen to the soundtrack though, please, for the love of Christ. That's not a good soundtrack.
That soundtrack's fire.
And it wasn't there wasn't a lot of memorable stuff to come out of it with. I don't really remember too much about Space Jam 2. But I guess that's okay. I hope they just, maybe not do, if you do a Space Jam 3, maybe do it for 100 million, not 200 million, or maybe do it for 50 million and just keep it to basketball or something. I don't know. But
yeah, for
keep it, do it fully animated. Why not? Yeah.
That'd be interesting. Fully animated. What are your final thoughts on this film? Any kind of scenes or things you want to point out, Sabrina, or maybe just any final thoughts?
Final thoughts. I still really enjoy LeBron. I don't feel like his performance was nearly as bad as everybody was making it out to be, especially by the time that I saw it. I haven't really seen too much of what anybody else says, but I thought this was fine enough. I thought it's fine enough for kids, things like that. I feel like they took everything from the original one that I remember loving and then just kind of didn't really expand or improve upon it. If anything, a lot of the changes that they made, I thought distracted from what made this film iconic and enjoyable. And that's totally nostalgia talking, but
again, nostalgic and enjoyable.
But is this going to have the same effect for kids now that Space Jam had when it came out? Probably
I'm not a kid.
Honestly.
I don't know. I'll ask my nieces and nephews.
I'm close to a kid. Like when the first Space Jam came out, I wasn't even born. So I just, from my cousins and people that I know that really love this original one and our younger cousins, I feel like they wouldn't care about this. I feel like they could see through the bullshit. I feel like a lot of people think audiences are dumber than they are. And I feel like they can see through all of this and see that's just pretty self-indulgent and a little bit disingenuous. But overall, not as bad as everybody said. I still liked it enough. I'm happy I didn't pay for a ticket, but I saw it on HBO Max. So.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'm not a kid, and I know that my nieces and nephews are also just they just like laughing, and they just like silly stuff, and a lot of kids like that. And again, I mentioned a lot of kids' movies that are way dumber than this, so I just feel like it's a movie for kids. I don't think people need to take it too damn serious.
It'll still be good though.
Can it though? Like Minions, like just
Mitchell's versus the Machines. You're naming Minions. You said,
but I'm saying like there's a lot of kids
Minions
movies that are
trash.
really dumb and really bad.
But kids look at these
and
little.
kids love it.
But kids look at that of these little like alien thingies or whatever speaking a language that we like cannot understand and just saying like banana and like stuff like that. And they laugh because it's stupid. And those are for like little kids. The adults that were obsessed with Minions. You know what? All of us need financial compensation. If you've ever met an adult that loved the Minions when the Minions were at the height. I knew a girl in high school and like that's how she got asked to prom. Her guy like dressed up like a Minion because she loved Minions. That's something else. But yeah, Minions are stupid.
But I'm saying there's a lot of kids movies that are really dumb and I just feel like this is better. And it's like that's all it needs to be. Think about
the movies that came out this past year. We have Luca, we have Soul, Mitchell's versus the Machines. Yeah. We have a lot of really great kids films.
There's also a lot of dumb films that came out this year that a lot of people loved, and I was like, all right,
for kids.
No, exactly.
But when we're if we're talking about the kids,
but they're offended when kids like dumb shit, and it's like, really, y'all? Like we like dumb shit, but it's like dumb fun. But when kids like dumb fun, it's like,
I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take this to the streets. You have to learn
when I was a kid. And
no,
it's like,
I'm going to take this to the streets. I'm going to go to Hollywood.
You're a full-grown man, and you like dumb shit. But when a kid likes dumb shit, wait a minute. There's
I really do, because I really do not think that kids are going to care about this or enjoy it. Like I genuinely, from like I wish I could have like 100 children and just ask them, like all of us could ask, like, did you like this movie? And I bet most of them would probably not care about this too much. Like, I feel like a lot of this stuff isn't really relevant. Like, if we're talking about ages 8 through 13, I just feel like there's not enough laughs. There's not enough, like, fun. But again, we don't know. We can ask kids. I agree with you. We should ask. We should do a survey of just like, hey, did you laugh, there should
kid?
Be kids.
And
I want to know what
like,
a kid thinks about this freaking film because I really don't think they would like it either.
Who knows though? We don't know. We're not
like the TikTok generation, stuff like that. Yo, there's TikTokers that are like 9 years old.
But I feel like,
they're smarter. They have their hands all over the internet. Yeah, they are. They're exposed to a lot more, and that makes them. I wouldn't even say smarter, but I would say they're exposed to a lot more, which gives them a lot of different perspectives. I saw a like TikTok account of a 11-year-old kid that reviews movies and does it so eloquently and amazing. So we can't we can't just count this out. Like kids love dumb stuff because like, look, Minions was successful. I really don't think there would be anything like Minions ever again that could be as successful as it was, unless it's made for legit like 5-year-olds. But anything older, I don't think that's going to work anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like we live in a world nowadays where critics praise ridiculousness in movies and ridiculous, fun, dumb popcorn action movies that we just laugh at. And now we have a version of this that features a couple other jokes and now we're all offended. And it's like, Jesus Christ, y'all, you guys are praising like the dumbest ass movies on the planet that's rated R. But now when it's rated G or PG, we're all of a sudden up in arms about it because it's too dumb. And it's like, wait a minute, weren't you just praising like 5 movies ago, like dumb movie because it's dumb and fun?
Godzilla versus Kong, if they had their battle and then they had like Pennywise in the background and all this stupid stuff like going on, it'd be a little bit different.
They had Millie Bobby Brown and other stuff in the background.
And she's
that was much
great.
Worse.
And she's
no. But whatever she did in the movie, what did she do? It's completely forgettable.
She was in the other one.
Exactly. It's just dumb. Who cares? It's not necessarily like high stakes. And I just feel like if we're going to praise that, who cares about this movie? Like, why do we have to?
Because that one I'd rewatch.
Hold it to
this
a
one
high
I would
standard
not.
Of like cinema. So
I'd rewatch Godzilla versus Kong any day. I will not rewatch this movie probably unless I had to for whatever reason.
Yeah, I thought it was fine. I thought it worked out okay, but I'm definitely curious to hear your final thoughts, RB3. And yeah, someone had said in the chat, it was Bobby Knight. Yeah, Bobby Knight is the one who threw the chair. I forgot his name. Sorry. But they still made a reference to him, so I thought it was funny. RB3, any final thoughts?
No, I thought it was cool. Again, I actually went back and watched a lot of the original after this movie because it did make me think about the original. And again, like I said, I think when you like break it down beat by beat, the first hour of this movie is very similar to the first hour of the original Space Jam. The main difference, and I think is the main turning point for a lot of people, is the ending. And while I do agree, we got D-Train.
Brooklyn Nets 2022.
All right. Take it easy.
Could be, man.
I will say they couldn't do it this year, so I doubt it. I will say
almost beat the champs this year with just KD.
Yeah, they couldn't do it. Yeah, just KD. You're right.
Shout out D-Train.
Yeah, shout out D-Train too. Real support.
I know. I was gonna say, I haven't seen him in a minute.
I know, for real. By the way, where's all the people? Where's all the OGs at? Where's Meg?
Right?
Where's everybody at? They just not seeing the notifications. What's going on? People hit the like.
They're
button.
like, yo, I'm done.
We gotta go back to our consistent time, consistent day. That's on us for seeing old.
Yeah, that's on us. But either way, like I do think there's good in this movie. I think kids will like it. I think some kids will like it. Some kids won't. I probably think if I was a kid, I don't know. I might have been a little lukewarm in it, but yeah, young kids,
little ones, like 7 or 8.
Yeah,
but there's not even fun stuff. I don't know. I still don't even think young kids would think this is fun.
Like here's what I'll do, guys. I'll do a survey on my like 8 nieces and nephews that I have, and they all come from different ages. I'll ask them. They like basketball sometimes. Some of them are very little, and some of them are teenagers, but. I'll just do a little mini survey. I'll come back and let you guys know what they thought. And obviously that's kind of just one pool, but I'm sure one of them will like it and one of them won't. It'll be kind of split depending on the age, but I'll let you guys know what they thought because I'm definitely curious for sure. But you'd be surprised how many kids just laugh at the dumbest stuff. Like you'd be surprised as someone who lived with them. They laugh at dumb stuff. It's not, they don't really give it that much thought process. They're not thinking it. They're not like, I wonder. They just kind of laugh. They think everything is funny. I think we got another super chat, RB3. I know it's going to pop up in a little bit. So yeah, I don't know if you want.
I mean, I can't play it. It'll just go on its own.
I know. So. I just get distracted because I don't want to.
Oh yeah, no, we don't want to miss the guys $5. By the way, if y'all want to contribute to the show, $5 plus donations, we'll be right all about a robot.
There you go.
My kid test is how often my nieces and nephews repeat a movie. Frozen still reigns. Trolls 2 is in second.
Trolls 2. What I tell y'all?
Yeah, Trolls. That's another example. Trolls. That's a perfect example of another movie.
They have a good.
That's another
message, but they have a good message in it, man. They got a great message in it.
Silly as hell.
But they got a good message. It goes to the. It gotta go to the heart, man. It gotta go to the heart. We
got my girl Kylie. We got my girl Kylie in the chat saying my 4-year-old nephew was very bored with it. Yeah.
There you go.
I just feel like that's. No, because I really do
find
think.
A kid, you're like, look at this kid. This kid, my kid. I'm like, that's my kid.
I'm like, Kylie's nephew. Nah, I just don't think there's. I feel like all ages will be very lukewarm on it because I don't think 4-year-olds are going to get enough of the references and jokes to care.
Yeah, 4's a bit young.
And there's not really that. There's also not that much like silly stuff. I also think older than 4, it's the same situation. There's not a lot of like silly stuff. There's not a lot of like funny jokes for them to latch onto. It's just like too long, too much is going on. Too much is going on. It's like an overstimulation. You gotta like focus on one thing. Like the background people are jumping, these people are glitching out. They have to get like more than 1,000 points. It's just like, ugh.
Well, I mean, again, we'll see. We're not kids. I'm definitely curious to see what kids think for sure. And I definitely agree with Moth saying that Frozen. Oh my God, Frozen is eternal.
Yeah.
Frozen is forever. Frozen today, tomorrow, and forever. Like Pan Am from Hunger Games. Because my God, my nieces and nephews never stopped liking Frozen. It was insane. I've never seen anything like it in my life. That movie is like. Crazy how much kids like that movie, and they still like that movie even though it came out like 8 years ago. I think the last tidbit we had, that was our review of Space Jam, by the way, guys. I know you put in here that Michaela Cole, Sabrina, was cast in Black Panther 2. It's called Wakanda Forever, right? Wakanda Forever. Mm-hmm. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Michaela Cole. Which is a great casting, obviously, but at the same time, we don't know what she's playing. What do you guys think she's going to be playing? I know a lot of people are aiming big. A lot of people are saying Storm, maybe. What do you think, guys?
No, I don't think she's playing Storm. No.
Okay.
I don't think she's playing Storm. I don't think she's playing Storm. And I will probably, she's British. So I don't know if we have a lot of British accents in Wakanda. So
you could change your accent, bro.
It's a thick accent.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya. Yeah, he does
Daniel Kaluuya. There's a lot of people who can change their accent.
I've never seen her change it, so I don't know. And honestly, here's what makes me kind of confused, but also kind of curious. Like, I kind of think Michaela Cole is more of like a writer director than I do an actress. Obviously, she stars in her own shows, but she also writes and like produces and like directs a lot of stuff. So part of me wonders, is it gonna? Smart. Yeah, like part of me wonders. I don't think this is gonna be like some sort of like one-off side character kind of thing, or some sort of, maybe it's like comedic relief, but I don't know. Part of me kind of thinks maybe it is like it is some sort of like bigger thing than we kind of believe. I don't know if it's going to be Storm per se, but I do think it could be like a recurring character. Maybe somebody isn't Martin Freeman. Is he British in the MCU?
Yeah. No, he's American.
Okay.
In the MCU, he's like CIA, right?
Yeah, he might be CIA. Or I don't know if there's some other like, other kind of faction she might go with, or maybe she is in Wakanda and maybe she's like, there's going to be so much that they have to establish here. Like, there's going to be Dora Milaje. There's going to be what's happening with Shuri. What's happening with whatever other conflicts is happening in the universe. I personally think Neymar. That's my theory. So
Neymar, he's going to come from Brazil. He's going to score 3 goals.
Not Neymar.
Win the World Cup.
Not Neymar. The underwater dude. Is that his name? Neymar. What's his name?
His name is Namor, right?
Namor. Oh, I say Neymar. Okay. I see. That is funny. Namor. Yeah. I want to see that. I want to see what that materializes into. But at the same time, even if Michaela Cole is just a side part, I'm so happy to see her join this universe. Super happy.
Let's give a shout out to Leslie Grace for getting to the Batgirl role.
Yes.
Hopefully more of the cast of In the Heights gets more roles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know people
more
online.
Latinas roles.
People online are being terrible, as usual.
Are they? Yeah, bro. I mean, obviously, these trolls come out anytime there's a Latina cast. Anytime there's anyone cast. But more Latinas because, bro, Latinas, I mean, I've preached to you guys. I preached to the choir. Sabrina, Latinas are like forgotten, bro. Like people don't cast Latinas for anything anymore. And the fact that we got a Supergirl Latina and now a Batgirl Latina is awesome. So shout out to Warner
cool.
Brothers.
Even when they put out like the short list, there was like, it was like 3 or I don't know, like 3 white women and then Leslie Grace. And I was like, that would be so sick. No offense to them. Like it was all talented actresses. They were talking about like Haley Lou Richardson, Zoe Deutsch, like different people like that just like fit the role on like paper that looks like straight out of the comic book, but we don't need any of that. So just pick somebody that's up and coming, like really goddamn talented. And that's Leslie Grace. Like look at everything that she did with In the Heights. Like she's genuinely a triple threat singer, dancer, actor. She has so much charisma. It exudes from the screen, even when she's just being herself and doing interviews and stuff like that. That's really, really exciting that she's going to be part of this.
Dominicana in Batgirl, that is awesome. Shout out to all the Dominicans out there, Dominicanos, Dominicana, Santo Domingo. All shout out to them. Obviously, that's a lot of talent coming from them, from the Latino community. I think that's great. And obviously, I was going to say, oh my God, and I know we're a movie show mainly, but Jonathan Majors, like, holy crap. I mean, obviously, I don't know how caught up you guys are. But I love that finale. I love that finale, bro. That's my favorite MCU finale. Out of the Falcon and Winter Soldier, out of the WandaVision one that I really didn't like, that Loki finale was clutch, bro. That was Giannis fourth quarter, Giannis third quarter, 50-point game.
I guess we're gonna get spoilers on Loki, but did you see it, Sabrina?
I didn't, but I also don't really care that much. Honestly, I fell off. Okay. I feel like I have like a Marvel, like Star Wars fatigue and stuff like that. I'm just like,
I just laugh because that's what I said when you guys give me so much credit.
No, I've had this forever. I'm horrible with TV shows. Yeah. I'm horrible with TV shows too. So like, I have no interest in like seeing like all these TV shows. I loved WandaVision when it came out, and then it was just one after the next. It's like if I had a break to breathe.
You really don't like TV.
I don't like TV. Yeah. I don't like week to week TV. Even like a lot of the stuff that I love, like Euphoria is obviously going to have their second season. Like there's going to be a ton of different things. I'm probably going to wait till it gets to the end of the season watch all the episodes and then finish out the season, like watch the last episode. That's what I did with Euphoria season 1. That's what I've been doing with like Barry. I can't.
Oh, Barry's so good.
Yeah,
Barry's awesome.
Season 3 when?
Oh man, I think it's coming, right? I think it's like September, right? Oh no, that's Succession.
I don't even think they filmed it.
Succession is September.
They haven't even filmed it yet, so it's gonna be a minute.
Succession. Oh man, I can't wait for Succession, bro. RB3 and I, we're part of Succession Twitter.
Oh, for sure, for sure.
we're on that club right there because Succession is our shit.
I love Succession.
Anytime there's a new episode,
great.
oh bro, I'm gonna be live tweeting that shit. That shit is Super Bowl for me. I can't wait. But yeah, I just feel like when it comes to casting nowadays, think outside the box. Think bigger, think big picture. Don't just think, hey, we just need like a regular ass white dude or a regular ass white girl. Like think something better, think something unique, think something interesting like a Leslie Grace. So shout out to her for being cast, and shout out to Michaela Cole. We'll see what her character is for sure in the upcoming Black Panther movie. Do you guys know when that comes out? Is that, because I feel, I don't know either. Go ahead, RB3. I don't know if you were going to say something.
No, I'm sorry. I was a hiccup. I meant to mute myself.
Oh, okay. Any other thoughts you guys have on casting or any news that you guys want to touch on?
No, basically it. I'm just excited for all the future stuff that we got going on. Like RB3 said earlier, we have the Fear Street Meaning Of episode coming out probably tomorrow, along with our old review, which will be very exciting. RB3 and I are about to film that literally right now. And I still don't even know my thoughts on the film. Kind of like what RB3 teased before. We're going to have Green Knight review. So many different things coming out that I'm very, very excited for. Snake Eyes review.
Snake Eyes
all of
coming
that.
at you. I just keep joking because I don't even know if we're doing a review for that. So I keep joking about it because I'm like, I don't even know if we're doing it.
If you see it, you should. If you see it, you should.
I might do it. I might do it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. Either way, guys, Sabrina, where can everyone find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at SabrinaXMonica, also on Twitter at SabrinaOnFilm.
And RB3.
Oh shoot, this is that part of the show. Okay. You can follow me on Twitter.
RB3 is like typing out emails.
Yeah, I am actually writing emails right now. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at DirectorRB3.
I'm at Squad Leader Race, guys. We appreciate each and every one of you in the chat. Obviously, shout out to the World Girls too. You know, we're doing their thing. They're doing their thing. It's all good in the hood. We appreciate you guys for sticking around. Shout out to the real ones, to the loyal ones. We love you guys. Leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what is up. Let us know what you think of Space Jam: A New Legacy, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Either way, guys, for the First Cut crew, we're peacing out. Peace, y'all.